I'm doing this project very much off the cuff, drop D tuning. I haven't seen anything much on YouTube about playing in the key of D minor with the drop D. So I thought I'd cover that and try and use the open D as much as possible and look for practical fingerings from ones we already know. D minor, then a downward movement to the major minor, minor 7th, and the 6th. Now there are a lot of D minors up the neck, so I'm going to cover those as well. We've got D minor here. We have an A major 7 shape at the 2nd fret and the 3rd, so it's like an A7 at the 3rd fret with the first finger coming in on the 3rd string. Haunting chord, nice one to end. Could add in the pinky. So this is a D minor type sound. Then we've got the A minor shape at the 6th fret, and it's also very reminiscent of this one. Also with the open E string, giving an add 9 flavor. And then at the 10th fret, just using a little bar. Playing around with that, I'll get more into view. Working off the sus2. The sus2 chord can be minor or major, depends what the bass line is and such, okay? Right, now we're going to go up the scale of D minor, natural minor, which will be, the next chord will be E diminished, so we're going to go with E diminished 7, which is like a D and a D7 combined, and you're going to play it from the 4th string. It's quite difficult to try and get that bass and keep the integrity of the chord, so let's not give ourselves a total nightmare. You can bring the thumb over if you like, if you want it E bass. If you like it with the D bass as a drone tone, your choice. Another chord is E minor 7 flat 5. Notice how I transitioned from that to that. It's like a little easy G minor for beginners with the root on the E bass. And the thumb comes in handy again. Now, about the E diminished 7. No Man's Land. Another version there. No Man's Land, another version here. No Man's Land, another version here. So you could make something of this. Could make something of that, and I'll show you how it can work later on. So we've got our D, we've got an E diminished 7, or the 7 flat 5, E minor 7 flat 5. Then we can look for F, and I decided to look for an F over a D bass. Then we go to a G minor, and we can simply do this. It has that A in the bass as well, which is putting the D and then the A over the top. You can even try it like that, like I did with the one D minor up there. There's the A minor, and if you don't want the D in it, which brings it more to an add 11, you could do that and make it an A minor 7 effectively for 4 strings, and then play over the D bass or play from the A bass. So just to recap with the easy chords: D minor, E diminished 7, all there, which brings you into the G, into the F at least, and then we're going for G minor, and then A minor. I'll make it 4 strings, so it's an A minor 7. Then we're going to look for a B flat, which we can use an A shape. Very haunting sound, which can release to an A if you're going to think across the different scales of the D minor natural to the harmonic and to the melodic. You can think about that. That's just a little detour there for you. Okay, so we got as far as B, then we can play C like this, which gives us a C over a D bass, very haunting chord. So far we have D minor, E diminished, F, G minor, A minor, B flat, C, or like that if you want to. Notice where these 2 fingers are on the 3rd and the 2nd string at the 5th fret. You can finger with the 1st finger at the 3rd fret, making this a C chord with more colour, getting that 9, that add 9 sound. So then we're back to D minor. Okay. So the notes of the D minor scale are D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, and D. And I've covered chords across that. Are there more chords? Yes. You can definitely work them out. You can do that for this. Stuff, you know. You can get into the bass and perhaps do this. I told you I was doing this on the fly. Very useful there. Spending time, if you're doing a composition, on working on the sound of the D minor. Play around with that quite a lot. I'll just go through those chords again. Here's D minor, the movements down, other D minors, the A minor shape. I forgot this one here, A major 7 shape. Bring in all the strings, the A minor shape. D minor here, it's just the 1st finger bar of the strings 3, 2, and 1, and finding all sorts of extensions with the free fingers. Right, then you've got to get to your E, which can be the diminished, which after every no man's land fret can be used. Your F, go for this one over a D bass. Sometimes you can get a G7 as well. That sounds very diminished there. But normally we go for G minor if we're staying true to the natural minor. A minor 7, we bar 4 fingers. That's quite a nice chord move. Those are little things that you can play around as jam sessions in a song that you're creating. So we've got as far as G, A minor, G minor, A minor 7. So after that we get our B flat chord, which I said a good one was this, with that D bass. So it's a very colored B flat concept. And then the C chord, like this. Get an add 9. Can do it like this. Okay. Just last thoughts. Another B flat chord could be taking part of this chord and then taking the bass back to the B flat. Getting a bit more mystery because you've got your 2 Ds and then an E here. Notice what I did there. I just took that finger back, which hangs onto part of the E minor 7 flat 5, you see, and then I just bring it home to A. So notice how I use different fingering to bring in these concepts. For a big finish. So that's me just talking off the cuff. Maybe there's something useful, maybe it triggers your own brilliant ideas, and I'll just get the video out and see if it is of value to you. Take care, everybody.